Hi, Chris. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's been a good day. So
Perfect. Great. And whenever you are ready, we can start. If it's okay?
sure. Now's a good time.
Okay, thank you. So, can you please tell us more about the history of xmx.com? Like, how did it come? It moved from gaming, then it went to mining, and now you are adding an exchange also. Can you please just tell us
Y-
more information?
Sure. So to understand the background of the project, you have to understand the background of many of the investors that were involved with it. So many of our main shareholders were actually very big figures in the gaming industry, especially in Asia. So uh, one of our main shareholders actually started the largest browser game company in China.
Okay.
So this was back in like about anywhere from like 2000, 2010, 2013, 2014, kind of this area. Browser games were very, very popular.
Great.
So this is his background and what he was doing. So he ended up selling his company, and he started another company, and he's just basically been doing gaming all the way through. So when he heard about blockchain, he thought, wow, this is something really interesting. It's going to be the future. We should do something, regarding this. And there are a lot of legal issues involved with gaming in certain markets, especially with approvals, fundraising for smaller developers. If you're a big developer and you have hundreds of millions of dollars, then you could probably get approvals for your games in many different markets. But if you're a small developer, it's hard to get that. You might not necessarily have the tools that are needed to do that. So he had a lot of game developers on his team, and especially game engine developers. And he thought, hey, let's do something where we can integrate this with a blockchain and make it easier for developers to make blockchain games. So that was kind of where it got started. And we spoke with a lot of people in the beginning, kind of understanding how to go about doing this and everything that needs to be built. But at the end, we kind of had a bit of an awakening that I don't think that the technology is really there to build the kind of experiences that people want. I mean, if you're looking at it today, you're still seeing people have been talking about blockchain games forever, but you're really kind of still stuck with CryptoKitties and maybe buying some real estate in Decentraland.
Okay.
So there's some great companies that are doing it, but it's just not something that we've seen that's really matured to the point where we haven't seen it mature to the point where it's mainstream yet. And that's something that we really were kind of hoping for, and to be profitable as a company, even though we're in the blockchain sphere, we really needed that to happen.
That you intend to integrate the mining into the exchange. If it's okay for you, can you please share some more information?
Sure. I actually don't have too much information about how we will integrate mining with the exchange itself.
Okay.
The way that I've seen it kind of talked about inside the company itself is that these are two separate paths. The exchange is something that is being done because exchanges kind of like portals into the crypto world. If you have an exchange, then you have a way to get users into the environment, to teach them about the currencies, to kind of help them in the future. If you become regulated in different markets, you have access to fiat. I mean, ideally we should need fiat. Everybody should be able to just kind of exchange things between themselves. But right. For right now, exchanges are still very important. And we were kind of hoping to make an exchange that's social in nature, so that almost like Steemit. If you remember going back to Steemit, it was a platform where your social activity kind of determined your value on the platform. So we want to make an exchange where it's not just about how much money you have in your account or how much crypto you have in your account, but it's about how active you are within the community, how much value you bring to the platform, so that you can kind of become almost like a part owner in the exchange. So that's our idea. But the mining we're still very much doing. It's just that a lot of it is private.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I can explain more about that. I'm just saying that we haven't shared as much information about the mining as we did in the past. Okay.
Okay, right, it's fine. About the exchange now, it's new. Is it now available for the public or not yet?
It is available.
Okay.
It's in beta. It's in closed beta though right now. So
Okay.
it's it's safe. I mean, it's something. It's a system that's you know, we've tested it. It's a very stable system. Um, the main thing is that we're still kind of tweaking the UI, tweaking
Okay.
how memberships are calculated, how, you know, how the interactions with the community, basically all of the features that are built upon the main exchange are still kind of being worked on, and that's why we're in a closed beta. So if anybody has any uh, you know, input on, like, if you use it, we encourage people to use it, to tell us what they think about it, and to basically help us make it better.
Which is your primary target area with the exchange? And also, I would like to know more how does it operate, especially for the safety and controllability factors. And also if it gives some field gateway or you are planning to do so in the future. Like I would like to have a bit more information about the exchange. It will be very interesting also with whomever will listen to us to start now, go to max.com and check the features and everything and how the exchange operates.
Sure. So let me see the first question. Okay, so let's start with safety.
Okay.
I am not the technical team lead. I'm not actively involved in that part. But what I can tell you is that many exchanges have similar systems to other exchanges, and we made sure that the base level systems that we're using are systems that have been tested over and over again. We've made sure that the people responsible for our technology have you know, have had C-level positions in top tier exchanges. So like I wouldn't be able to give the names of, you know, one of the top 10 exchanges. So the system itself, we're very confident in its performance, its ability. But I think that it's going to sound kind of strange, but there are so many exchanges out there already. You know, the question is, why would you need to start another one? And I think this is the point that we really have to make a difference on. So if we're doing this, we need to make sure that the community features, that having an exchange where users are actually becoming a part of the project and are benefiting from it, they're able to get the rewards for contributing to the platform. I think that's something that's really important. And if we can just keep distinguishing ourselves in this direction, then I think that we have a chance to be something in the future. But that's our focus. Target with this is really social crypto exchange. We'd like to be an exchange that makes community a big part of it. It's not just a big centralized company kind of dictating everything. We would like to have a system where, you know, we have an office in this country, we have an office in this country, we have an office in this country. They could all be separate companies. We would eventually like to get these companies listed. Our background in Asia is not a small. It's experience, and a lot of our employees have experience working in companies with, you know, 2,000 employees, 8,000 employees, and a lot of the people involved have, you know, great experience managing capital and finding investors. Our background was actually the largest crypto group in China in the beginning. So there was a group called the 3M Sleepless Blockchain, and everyone was a part of it. And while the group is no longer around right now, they did some incredible things. They had a 10,000 invite-only VIP party in Macau, and it's just they're a lot more than just running. It takes a lot more than just saying we're gonna do this, we're gonna start this. You really have to have the capital and the operational experience behind it, and I think that's something that we're going to do a good job in, because we've done that in the past.
That's great. Best of luck with it, Chris. And to go a bit back to xmx.com, why people should invest in your project?
I would.
And if you can, you tackled a bit some of the features, you tackled before some of the features. If you can tell us a bit more information about the features that xmx.com offers.
Sure. So I actually would not recommend anyone to invest in xmx.com right now, because I think that personally, I am actually very heavy into the Bitcoin mining. Bitcoin mining is not something that we've given up. Bitcoin mining is something that we still do it on a large scale. But the thing is that Bitcoin mining is something that's better for for companies, large customers, people with a lot of capital. And I still want to make it something that's available to everyone. So there are things that we're still working on that are not so public, but I think that once that's public information, we can kind of focus again also on the Bitcoin mining. My team may have a different mindset, but we have different specialties and areas. So most of the usage for XMX, what people would be interested in being able to get on would be on different other exchanges, is tied with Bitcoin mining. So I think that until we make some of the information that we have available right now public, it would not be the best time to get XMX. So, but let me preface that the team believes in it. Everybody at least internally loves it. But I personally would wait until there are some public announcements regarding Bitcoin mining to do that. XMX.com, I think that once the exchange is out of closed beta, it's everyone's able to use it for as long as it's going, as long as it's there. I think that would be a good time to start looking into xmx.com. But for XMX, at least right now, it is linked to our mining operations, and a lot of that still needs to be made public.
Okay. Thank you, Chris. It's very informative. Thanks. And can you tell us a bit more about the token, if it's possible? Like the utility of XMX token and how the people can earn it, and is it used only for like having discount on the exchange, or maybe for the VIP membership, or do they have any other function also?
So it's not actually connected with the exchange.
Oh, okay.
Even though it's xmx.com, they're still separate. XMX is still used mainly for our mining operations. So it's used within our mining pool. It's used for community events. There are a lot of uses for it within the mining ecosystem that we have, but at least for right now, the mining ecosystem isn't something that we have been pushing as like a consumer product, because if you really want to get started with Bitcoin mining, you need at least 10 miners. A lot of mines won't even be happy unless you have 50. So we can kind of act as a helper in essence. We work as a middleman. We go to the mines. We orchestrate everything. We have the application set up so that you can view everything. We basically take care of everything for you. But mining is still very much a large scale operation. So it's not really great if you're only going to buy one miner. I mean, the absolute minimum that I could help somebody start mining with is 3 Bitcoin miners.
Okay.
So that's kind of what we're doing with XMX. It's very much tied into our mining operations.
Interesting, thank you. Because in the beginning it gives like the idea that the XMX token will be used there for the exchange. So whomever have earned it, they can use it to get some discount or maybe to exchange the XMX to another like currency. But it's a very, very informative, thank you. It's very detailed information and it clarifies also. Thanks. Chris.
And that's a possibility. I'm not saying that that's not a possibility in the future, but we just have to make sure that whatever if we do that in the future, we just have to make sure that it's legal in whatever jurisdictions we're doing it in, and maybe have a different structure for companies. So
sure. Chris, now I would like to go to more general questions. I ask always to my guest, and I would like to ask to you also. Can you please give me a personal opinion? What is blockchain for you and cryptocurrency? And also, why is blockchain especially relevant to nowadays?
I think that it's exciting because you hear this all the time, but you're in control of what you're doing. It's amazing that I have to jump through so many hours of talking to people and paperwork if I just want to make a simple transaction between two countries. But with But with with Ethereum, with Bitcoin, you can do it instantly, and that's just amazing to me. It's like there's so many institutions and structures in place that are preventing people from connecting with each other, and especially underbanked populations. You're always hearing about banking in Africa. There are people that don't have access to banking services, and blockchain is really something that could help these people, and I'm excited for that. But for me personally, what I find most exciting are decentralized systems where no one is in control. So I think when people are talking about IPFS, if we could have decentralized hosting, that's going to be a very exciting thing for the future. I'm more into the non money related side of things. I would like to see the technology flourish, and I think this is a view that a lot of people in the U.S. and just in general tend to see. They're kind of very interested in how it's going to develop. Like, are we going to have hardware that's built for supporting blockchain networks or kind of decentralized networks, regardless of what particular network it is? In the future, a lot of technologists are saying that we're going to need to have hardware specifically designed for this to be able to support high transfer speeds and everything. So I think that's going to be an interesting direction to go in the future. And also, yeah.
And what do you think, like, for people that want to go to blockchain, should they do first?
I think the places for beginners to go and learn about blockchain aren't necessarily the best places to be, but they're necessary, because you have companies like Coinbase in the US that have made things very simple. And I think that they have some great materials that you can go and learn about, learn about different aspects of the blockchain, start make a wallet, test out your accounts. But I think that as you learn more about everything, you learn about, Ethereum addresses, you learn about protecting your own private keys.
Right. Correct.
When you get into all of these things, then you're going to move away from them. But I think in the beginning, we need companies that make it very simple for people to get involved and to start using these services.
Thank you, Chris. And as a spokesman of XMX, also as someone that has knowledge about the crypto, the blockchain, what's happening now in the crypto world, what's the message that you would like to give to the audience? Or if you can give an advice also, would be appreciated.
Advice. Okay, I think it really depends on who you are, on what your interest is in getting into blockchain technology. I think that if you're looking at it from a technology perspective, there are a lot of exciting things that are happening, especially with IPFS. And also I think that we're going to be seeing layer 2 solutions for scaling blockchains coming around much faster. Because if you've noticed recently, okay, so Uniswap is the most popular decentralized exchange right now. And in this month, in September, they did 50% of their volume from the past 2 years. So, and this was nearly there's nearly $20 billion of volume. And they did 50% of that in September, around that. So it's incredible how much attention and traffic they're getting right now. They're at 30% of Binance, depending on which sites you're looking to for your information. So I think that because of this, you're hearing about how slow the Ethereum network has been, how much the gas fees have been costing people. And I think that now that everybody's facing these problems, you're going to be seeing layer 2 solutions for Ethereum come very quickly. So I think that if it was for me, I'm personally not a big investor. So I wouldn't feel comfortable giving investment advice, but I know that most people tend to either get lucky with new projects, or they find a very, very good project with great technology that's, but no, you never know, because Uniswap was not doing very, very much for a long, long time.
Exactly. That's only then recently that kind of like boomed in the.
You know what? So my advice would then be look for completely decentralized projects. projects, if they have a company that goes in and audits their smart contracts, you want a smart contract that can't be changed. A lot of times there are companies that have addresses in their smart contract that allow them to change the rules of the contract. And I think that that's dangerous. A contract that can't be changed is dangerous too if they make a mistake.
Yeah.
But I think that it's much more in line with the ideals of blockchain if you find something that's really, really decentralized and cannot be changed easily. If there's a problem, there's a problem. That's it.
Okay, Chris. Is there anything else that maybe we did not cover about XMX? Maybe the exchange you'd like to add, the token. Tell us if it's anything else that we did not cover.
I would say that for right now, this is good. We have a lot of plans for xmx.com, but it's still in the very early stages. So it would be not. I don't feel it would be right for me to go here and say we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. It's still very early. If you ask me about mining, I'm much more confident with mining because we've been doing that for a long time and we have a lot of applications out there. So I think that for xmx.com, we just kind of have to get out of the closed beta, keep pushing forward with it, and make sure that we really do make it a project that's for the community. I think that if we can do that and we combine someone's activity in the community with xmx.com, then it's something that has a chance to be very successful.
Thumbs up. Best of luck with it. And I really look forward to see a really huge development. Maybe in the next couple of years, what do you think? Next 2-3 years it will be?
I hope so, but I think that whatever's going to happen, it's going to happen fast. I would say give it a year and a half at most, because crypto goes in cycles, and
exactly.
Typically you're going to see around like March, February, January. Sometimes it goes down a bit. So, but after in the fifth month, the sixth month, it usually picks up. So by the next cycle, I think we'll have some more updates and information.
Great. And maybe you can be part again of the program and you can tell us more about it.
I love that.
Okay, Chris, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for being part of Crypto Untangled and for such informative discussion. I really appreciate that.
Thank you very much for having me.
And I hope, to see you soon. We keep in touch, and then hopefully we'll be part of the Crypto Untangled again, and we can discuss more in details for the future development.
Sounds great.
Thanks a lot, Chris.
All right, I'll see you then. Bye.
See you. Bye-bye. Take care and have a nice day. Bye-bye. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.